Calibration is one of the most critical parts of your motion capture system, and it should be done very regularly. You see, calibration tells the cameras and the computer where every camera is within the space of your lab. And if a camera gets bumped even ever so slightly, you need to recalibrate. The reason for that is that angle of view that the camera has is no longer perfectly accurate. And if it's been bumped and you record and that calibration is off, all of your data could have this artifact that could have been avoided if you simply recalibrated. Calibration takes approximately 30 seconds, so do it more often than you think necessary. If in your lab your cameras are mounted to the ceiling or the walls, that's probably not going to be a problem. You'll be able to calibrate once or twice a day. But if, like in our setup here, you're using tripods, you might even want to calibrate in between every single subject that comes through if you have multiple subjects in a day. It doesn't take a long time. You should do it just to make sure you get good. So to calibrate with this particular system, we have an L-frame. Now the L-frame by default is set up to include this long axis, which is going to be the X of your lab, and the short one, which is the Y. We're going to place that right here in the middle of our lab, and then we're going to use the calibration wand to wave around and calibrate the cameras. This is the calibration wand, and just clicking on the calibrate button and set it for 30 seconds. I'm gonna use calibration delay since I'm by myself here, and use sound notification so we know when it starts and ends. One of the important things to do when calibrating is to remember not to move it too fast if you're using camera groups, and to cover the entire volume. Also, you don't want to stand in front of any one camera because that could block the view and get in the way of seeing markers, and therefore the calibration won't work. Calibration passed, and as you can see, first of all, you see the number of points each camera sees. Very important that all the cameras have a minimum number of points, and that depends on the manufacturer. The most important thing I tend to look at is the standard deviation of wand length. That is the distance between the two markers on the wand. In this case, it's about 0.5 millimeter. That's a very good result. So now if we go live again, we can click on 3D and we can see that our calibration was successful. If we zoom out, we see each camera has been positioned accurately. So now we're ready to place markers on our subject and perform a gait analysis.